quick question, guys. But have you taken your Christmas tree yet out of your house or not? Because we still haven't. So this is day number 4 of this video series, and I came into realization a couple things. I'm gonna go through two things that have been blowing my mind lately. Number one is the fact that you can go and grab, if you have like a Renfo or those kind of scales, you can grab all the data. Mine was since 2019, so like I grabbed those 6 years, grab all the data that goes through like your weight, your BMI, your I don't know, everything, and then your like body mass and your um, body fat, and you get it, and then put it into ChatGPT, have them analyze it, tell them exactly what is kind of like your goals and your diet, and then it will adjust all that using already the pattern of your weight loss throughout the year. So that's really cool. Number two that I want to talk about it is kind of coming back from the day before yesterday when I touched base a little bit on the chapter 25 of the book My Big Toe, or the theory of everything. And I thought about these ideas like, hey, what if you like utilize this kind of challenge of posting every day? We're sacrificing a lot of things by posting every day, by the way. Like, for example, quality of videos, cinematics, intros, like you're YouTuber essentially. But we're sacrificing to build these habits of actually content creation, right? So thank you for watching these videos. And if you don't, well, I guess you're not here because you're not watching it. So, um, number one, I'm gonna go through like these kind of points on chapter 25, and perhaps I could just pick one and extend open these upcoming days. So, one is reality as a data system. Two is the role of consciousness. Three is probability of nature of reality, probabilistic, nature of reality. Then feedback loop and growth. And then the role and fear of ego, which I know that a lot of people might like that. Time and reality, collaboration in the simulation, and then practical implications of the chapter 25. So I wanted to start perhaps in number one, reality as a data system. And essentially, it means the LCS, or how he called it, the larger consciousness system. And this process is similar to how the virtual reality headshots renders as a digital environment for a player. Reality is personalized. Each individual receives their own unique data stream, and their perspective is just based upon beliefs, expectations, and experiences. Those three. And how you, so that helps for people that like perhaps find themselves like, hey, I don't like my job, I don't like where I'm living, I don't like a relationship that I have, I'm in a situation that I don't like perhaps, or would not prefer, it's not comfortable to them. That's a good thing because you can change it. Right there, you can change it. Um, it has to be something consciously or unconscious that you're going through that could be a false belief. It could be those false beliefs you might be unconscious too, man. Like it doesn't have to be something that you remember or like you were aware of. Like could be something that you were as a kid that you don't remember, or perhaps you're not aware of as like their fears and limitations that your grandma had and your grandpa too, and then it goes through it gets impregnated, it gets imprinted on their DNA, and then just goes and travels through all your lineage until it gets to you. So that's kind of talking a little bit about those beliefs, those expectations, and those experiences. And those beliefs, if you want to change it, is by adding and grabbing a habit and doing it through a series and extension of time. And that's just going to have to start changing the physical matter, and then it actually shows up that you can change your belief. So, number one, It's a good practice to have by learning how to change your belief and then trying to go within yourself, and then the intentions that you're going to put on is just picking a practice and staying for a very long time. So until you see changes. When you start seeing changes, then you realize like, oh wow, these ideas that I have in my head are producing actually physical changes in the world. I can replicate these same examples for greater things, like buying a house, becoming healthier version of yourself, or whatever you want to accomplish. Only you can interpret that. This is very personal thing. So another thing the book said, and I guess I can share your screen here right now, is that what we perceive as real is actually our interpretation of this data system. Yes, I kind of what I touched about that. But let's extend one more for today, just since it's day 4, is the role of consciousness. So consciousness is the fundamental player receiving the data. It's both the observer and the experiencer of reality. Without consciousness, reality does not exist. It only exists as potential data. Limited perception is our perception of reality is inherently limited. We only experience a small portion of that data available, constrained by our senses and rule set of simulation, physical laws of the virtual reality. So that kind of touches bases on what we talked yesterday about the fish and experiencing water or not experiencing water. This just kind of talks more about our experience and our role of consciousness are a little bit limited by one or senses. But if we are able to get out of our senses and coming within yourself, you start becoming that observer, that person that is not defined by their actions, not defined by their feelings, it's not defined by beliefs, it's not defined by anything else, memories, it's not defined by anything that it's just exists. You're that observer, and then you can see yourselves from that plane of system as the experiencer of that reality. So it's a beautiful content. It's a very deep, deep, deep content. Many people have practices into trying to stay in that stage of the observer versus the experiencer. And this is a concept that many books, not only my Big Toe talks about, I believe the majority of like self-development books talks about being the observer and the experiencer. I highly encourage that go through the path, become obsessed into discovering, because it's a self-discovering journey, and anyone who wants to put in practice um, this kind of habits and these kind of thoughts daily must become obsessed, but also it will change based upon your experience, right? The only way that you can grow the being is by you coming inside and experience that through yourself and knowing and growing your being. So I know it sounds very repetitive, something weird, but it is like that, man. Like that's kind of how life is. So thank you for sticking around. We're gonna go day 5 tomorrow. Cool. So see you there.